wider sleeve cap. Sleeve can be a little bit wider. It's got to be able to hold bigger garments underneath. It's very sporty to put her hand in her pant pocket, and that way I can push the coat back in order to again show the garment underneath. It's a very invaluable type of pose. Now this is very modern to make the neck do two different things. One's turned in, one's turned out. I'm putting it on a walking pose, which allows my coat to have a lot of movement, and that reveals the outfit. Underneath, again allowing me to show everything with one pose. The coat's swinging out. It's not stiff. I want my lines to have a lot of rhythm. Blocking everything in very loosely. I can always go back and tighten things up, but it's hard to loosen things up if you get a tight looking pose and stiff garments. You can see I always have to have a little bit of pull line through the crotch. This is a cropped pant and it's a little bit wider. So my challenge is to get a wide straight pant and yet still feel the body inside. It's got a little bit of a cuff to it. It's nice and sporty, and again a boot adds to the sporty feeling. This is the leg coming forward, and then this leg is going back in space. I'm going to shadow it, certainly more under the knee. The cuff is turning back, and I'll see less of the boot. It's going back in space, so I'm dealing with perspective. Now you can see how I'm defining the curve of the leg inside the pant. Sure that it does not feel too wide. Everything is loose. Coat's a little bit angular because it's sporty and it's a bit thicker fabric, so some weight to it. Now I'm using a black tombow to create the feeling of a black leather pant. This is an outfit where I'm really looking for contrast, so I've got a very strong black leather pant as my base, and again it's cropped, it's a little bit sporty. You can see how nice and black that tombow pen is. I like to use it when I really want a black. Also, it's a brush tip, so it's easy to lay in. Always making sure I maintain the S curve of my legs. You've got this much leg, you better have a lot of curve. Using a little bit of a white Prisma to add some highlight. It's hard to see on this, but white Prisma on black marker can work pretty well. Now I'm blocking in my upper garment with a nice soft warm gray marker. A brush pen gives me a very loose soft line. This is transparent, and so I don't want any kind of a hard line around it. I want it to stay very, very soft and transparent feeling, so a line like this can be very minimal. I'm using my pencil, but I'm keeping it very soft. As you can see, my marker becomes the shadow. Of course, if I were rendering this, we'd see a bit of skin tone through the garment. It's a very romantic sleeves. It's got a full upper part to a little bit more fitted bottom part of the sleeve. And this would be a chiffon or something very, very soft and floaty. It's a nice contrast to the strong shape of the leather pant. You can see I'm always looking for a rhythm, using gravity, but now it's a little bit more floating out, and so I keep that line softer. Adding shadow in the back of the garment.